We are wrapping up our week from Radio Row here at Claibs Online, KMOX. We are sponsored all week long. Trican Consulting, Western Illinois University, Munganess, St. Louis Acura, Kevin Miller, Caldwell Banker, and Bootleggin Barbecue. And hey, we are joined now by the president of AEW. He is Tony Khan. Tony, thank you so much for jumping on with us.
Thank you. It's always great to be on in St. Louis. I'm from the Midwest. I'm from Champaign, not far away, and I'm a huge wrestling fan, and I know there's a lot of great wrestling fans in St. Louis. We've been there with AEW Rampage, which is on tonight. It's on TNT every Friday night, 9 o'clock Central Time every Friday, and we brought the show there. And I love St. Louis because there's a great history of wrestling in St. Louis and so many great fans.
That was also we were supposed to get the Full Gear pay-per-view for that, and unfortunately it didn't happen. Are you ready today to announce when St. Louis is getting the next AEW event?
Well, I really appreciate the wrestling fans. I'm trying to bring the best event I could, and I'm going to bring back AEW to the great fans in St. Louis as soon as possible because I want to bring a great show to you and have something that really is very fitting. And when we did come with Rampage, I really wanted to make it a really special night, and I think it was. We had a really great show. It was one of my favorite live Rampages for sure.
That was the Eddie Kingston and CM Punk in the ring, just kind of going at it, and those two on the mic. That's one of those combos. Yeah, you're not getting a better two guys on the mic.
It was a special moment, and Adam Cole versus John Silver.
Yes,
great match. And Adam Cole right now is on fire. One of the world's top pro wrestlers. A lot of the top pro wrestlers are in AEW right now. We just saw Keith Lee debut in AEW.
Limitless.
Big news, and that's huge for us. And I think I'm also really excited that we've got some of the top people right now in terms of homegrown stars. We've built a lot of people, from the ground up, in my opinion. And the pillars, so to speak, of AEW now are some of the most prominent stars. Jungle Boy is one half of the World Tag Team Champions, and they're wrestling tonight, taking on the number one contenders, the Guns. Billy Gunn's two sons, Austin and Colton.
The Ass Boys. Yeah.
Well, that's what a lot of people do call them, the Ass Boys. Yeah. And they're going to be the number one contenders going into this match, and we'll see who's the champions coming out of it. But Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus have been great champions in AEW so far. And a lot of great matches. The women's world champion, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, in action tonight against Robin Renegade, who's the young protege, the student of Thunder Rosa down in Texas. And, Thunder Rosa also the big professional rival in terms of wrestling. Britt's other profession besides dentistry is Thunder Rosa, her rival.
We in St. Louis, everyone's very familiar with your family, with your dad and his attempt to buy the Rams, be the Rams owner, which I think a lot of people wish that would have happened. I think it's safe to say the Rams would still be in St. Louis if that would have happened. But now your dad, the owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, when it comes to running AEW, as president of AEW, what are some of the things that he has taught you that you've learned from that?
Well, my dad is one of the world's smartest business people, and he built everything he's got from the ground up. And from him, I learned how to assess business plans, how to evaluate risk, and independently of that, I developed a wrestling acumen. And then through my dad and everything he's been able to do, I've worked in sports a good amount in both the NFL and also in English football with Fulham. And I know St. Louis is a great soccer town, and I've worked extensively in England. And St. Louis's own Tim Ream features for Fulham right now, and has featured for Fulham for many years since I've been there. I took over as the director of football and general manager in 2016. I took over all the transfers and was appointed at the beginning of 2017 officially, and I love it.
What is your dad's favorite AEW moment? What has it been so far?
My dad was at a lot of the shows. He was at the very first pay-per-view, Double or Nothing, which was great, where Jon Moxley debuted, and it was Chris Jericho versus Kenny Omega in the main event. He loved that. But also, he was at the first dance in the United Center, and I think that was one of his favorites for sure. Also, Grand Slam, AEW Grand Slam at Arthur Ashe Stadium. He was there when Bryan Danielson and Kenny Omega had that epic 30-minute draw. He was there when CM Punk debuted on Friday Night Rampage on TNT versus Powerhouse Hobbs at Grand Slam Arthur Ashe Stadium in New York, which was our biggest attendance ever. And it's the biggest crowd for a wrestling show in New York City in, I think, 20 years. So it's definitely in well over a decade. So I think those are probably his top ones. And my dad loves St. Louis, loves the Midwest. St. Louis is actually where my dad landed when he came in from Pakistan to come to America. So St. Louis has a very special significance to my family. So yeah, it's really nice to be able to bring AEW when we came, and I can't wait to come back with AEW in St. Louis.
The most recently, as you mentioned earlier, Keith Lee just debuted this past Wednesday on the show, and you guys, it's been great to have on AEW on Dynamite. You saw a title match. You saw the Cowboy Adam Page and the Murder Hawk.
Yeah, that was a Texas death match.
Texas death match. I mean, you're getting that on TBS. That's not a paper. I mean, that is a pay-per-view level match that you're just putting out there on a Wednesday night.
We have a great roster of wrestlers, and we had great matches like the Texas death match with Hangman Page successfully defending the title against Lance Archer. We had the TBS champion Jade Cargill in her open challenge, retaining the title against AQA, who had such an impressive debut that I just signed her officially. And speaking of big signings, the debut of Keith Lee, he had a great debut against Isaiah Cassidy. It was super well received. Very excited about the Keith Lee coming in, and just top to bottom, a big show. And Jay White being on the show via the Forbidden Door bodes well. It sets up interesting scenarios. And going into tonight, another wrestler from New Japan, Rocky Romero, teaming with his old partner Trent Beretta to take on the Young Bucks. That's a huge rivalry in Japan to a lot of hardcore wrestling fans. It's a big deal, and that's a match tonight on TNT. So there's a lot going on. It's exciting time in AEW, and to be able to have those kind of matches and have CM Punk and Jon Moxley team up against FTR, one of the greatest tag teams of all time, against two of the great singles wrestlers, and a great long epic tag match. It was exciting and very awesome show.
Your use of social media, the way you use it, not even AEW. As you've been walking around here, you are promoting the hell out of your shows that you have coming up. How important? I mean, where does that, I guess, the idea come from to use social media the way you use it, and how you go about promoting all your shows?
Well, it's 2022, so in all sports and entertainment and TV media, it's all social media is a big component in everything in life. So whether it's the NFL, I'm on the fan engagement and major events committee. In English football now, connectivity is more important than ever, and certainly in recruitment. And I have to say, in wrestling, it's a very important part of it. Like, wrestling fans are following things on social media. They're getting updates on events. So I like to stay in touch with the wrestling fans and listen to the wrestling fans, because there's all these great wrestling fans online, and talking to you guys and talking about pro wrestling. I just think it's very important to be engaged with the audience.
With the with your involvement in soccer and St. Louis getting the new MLS team, St. Louis City SC, in 2023, I feel like an AEW show at that arena maybe in the next few years. It seems like maybe a good match. You guys like those outdoor arenas, and it could be a lot of fun.
Is it going to be? Is there a roof?
There's not a roof over there. Yeah.
I haven't done that. Daly's Place for the outdoor shows and Grand Slam, what they had in common was a great roof.
Okay.
And so, that's something we could look at, though. Eventually, we'll break the ice on that. But I haven't really ever taken those chances on weather. We've been very fortunate. We've never had a weather delay, even though we've done dozens and dozens of outdoor shows.
Tony, thank you so much for stopping by again. Rampage tonight, Dynamite every Wednesday, AEW wrestling, and hopefully soon we get an announcement for the return of that
I'm
in
very
St. Louis.
excited to be back in St. Louis. Thank you for having me, and thank you to the great wrestling fans in St. Louis and all the great fans in St. Louis in general. Thanks for having me. It was great to meet you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
At Western Illinois University, limits are meant to be pushed. Because the best change happens when people think in new and unexpected ways. At WIU, you'll experience a world where your presence matters, where your ideas take flight, and your determination opens the door to possibility. At WIU, we create a world that's brand new.